Well, Lee Anderson has lost the Conservative whip and gone over to Reform. He still seems to be making waves in Conservative circles, and he's said that he's not going to. He's going to ensure that his new friends in Reform do not stand in the constituencies where he has good friends, like, for example, Nick Fletcher in the Don Valley. And Nick Fletcher, as a response, said that Mr. Anderson is Ashfield's greatest champion, adding that he needs to be back in Westminster after the election. And people have called for Nick Fletcher to lose the Conservative whip because effectively he is supporting Reform. Now, more accurately, I think that's an absurd story, frankly. But more accurately, Anderson's wife has appeared in a photograph today and has been suspended from the party because she was seen campaigning for her husband's party, Reform UK. This seems extraordinarily cheap of the Conservative Party, and it seems thoughtless. Of course she's campaigning for her husband because her husband is a senior MP and she's a little councillor, and she's being loyal. You shouldn't be discriminated simply because you are being loyal to your spouse. And as I say, I think it's cheap and it's thoughtless. And apparently Mr. Anderson said, "How do you know it's her?" Which is a little bit absurd. It's a little bit absurd. Of course they know it's her. But the real question is why do you think it's inappropriate for somebody to support their partner, even if they are in rival parties? I think, if I'm right, there were some senior advisors. There was a senior advisor to Andrea Leadsom, I think, a few years ago, who married a senior advisor to a Labour MP. And you think, well, can that work? In fact, I'm pretty certain there was a newspaper report about it. Andrea Leadsom at the time was my MP, so I raised an eyebrow, but it seems perfectly reasonable. I'm surprised there aren't more cross-party relationships. And does it mean when one party is out, when one member of the relationship is out campaigning, the other one can't support them? I think it's inappropriate, and as I say, cheap of the Conservative Party to be so petty, and it really is petty, and it needs to grow up and recognise that people can have a variety of views and can belong to different parties and still be friends and still be in a relationship and still be supportive of one another. It doesn't mean that they are betraying their own party by supporting somebody from another. And we need to stop this blinkered football shirt mentality, and the political parties and politicians need to grow up.